Hello, welcome to the Bio
Bio
Show.
Show! Today's episode will be on plant and animal cells.
First, let's start off with some questions.
What are cells?
The traditional cell theory states that all living things are composed of one or more cells.
Cells are the basic unit of structure and function in living things.
All cells come from pre-existing cells by the process of cell reproduction.
Cells contain a specialized structure to perform functions necessary.
And that's it for the traditional cell theory.
Let's move on to the modern cell theory now.
Cells experience energy flow, aka metabolism and biochemistry. Fun fact, Robert Hooke coined the term cells when he looked at a cork under a microscope in 1665.
Robert Hooke, Leeuwenhoek, Schleiden, Schwann, and Virchow are all important people who contributed to the cell theory.
Leeuwenhoek made microscopes consisting of a single high-quality lens of very short focal length. He improved the microscope from 30x to 300x. He is also called the father of microbiology.
Schleiden concluded that all plants were made up of cells in 1838 when he looked at plant cells under a microscope.
Schwann continued this theory by discovering that animals are also made up of cells.
Virchow discovered that all cells come from pre-existing cells, ultimately concluding that all living organisms are made up of cells.
I'm sorry, I was too busy eating. Can you remind me what invention they used to discover cells?
They used the microscope.
Okay, let's move on. There are two different types of cells, prokaryotic and eukaryotic.
Prokaryotic organisms are simple single-celled organisms who are bacteria and archaea. They don't have a nucleus and they lack in many other membrane-bound organelles.
Eukaryotic organisms are complex multicellular organisms. Eukaryotic cells have a nucleus and much more complex organelles than a prokaryotic cell.
Are there any similarities between those two types of cells?
Prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells are similar because they both have a cell membrane that encloses the cell and they both have cytoplasm.
Don't forget that they both have ribosomes and DNA. They both carry out living activities.
I've heard you use the term organelles. Can you please explain what that means?
An organelle is a membrane-bound structure within a cell that performs a specific function. It's kind of like an organ in a larger organism.
Everyone be patient and grab some popcorn because the organelle section may take a while.
Don't mind if I do.
I don't mean to be rude, but I can't really hear my own thoughts over your obnoxious chewing.
Ugh. Okay, sorry.
First up, the nucleus. The nucleus functions as the cell's control center by holding DNA and controlling the cellular activities, which includes growth, metabolism, and reproduction. It is also the site where RNA is made that is used for protein in the cytoplasm. It also contains the nucleus. It is found in eukaryotic cells.
Next is the nucleolus. Its functions are the synthesis and the assembly of ribosomes, which are responsible for proteins productions within the cell. Also helps copy DNA into RNA to make ribosomes. It is found in eukaryotic cells and the nickname for it is the dark spot in the nucleus.
Now it's ribosomes. Ribosomes make/synthesize proteins. Cells that make lots of proteins have more ribosomes that can move around the cell. It can be found in all cells, prokaryotic and eukaryotic. Ribosomes bind to RNA molecule. Ribosomes are made up of RNA and proteins. They are found in all cells, both prokaryotic and eukaryotic.
Are you done yet?
No, sorry, let's continue.
Now it's time for endoplasmic reticulum. It is the internal transport system of the cells that transport proteins to the Golgi apparatus, also synthesize fats. Rough ER on the outside, smooth ER on the inside. Remember that. Its nickname is the highway and it can be found in eukaryotic cells.
What's the Golgi apparatus?
The Golgi apparatus is a site where all cell products are packaged, kind of like Amazon. It helps package proteins and lipid molecules, especially proteins destined to be exported from the cell. It is found in eukaryotic cells.
Lysosomes. The function for them is that they contain digestive enzymes to break down food into particles the cell can use and to destroy old organelles in cells. They join with vacuoles for this purpose.
So like the thing that helps us eat?
I guess, but it doesn't really help that more. It more like helps the digestion process. Plus, it doesn't just help with digestion. They also break down foreign invaders, including bacteria and viruses. The nickname for this one is the cleanup crew, and can be found in mostly animal cells, which are eukaryotic cells.
Are we done now then?
No, not yet. Please wait.
Now, if you would let us continue, Aubrey, why don't you state the next one?
Why, thank you. Well, the next one is the mitochondria. Well, the mitochondria is the site of cellular respiration and breaks down food to make ATP.
Didn't she say that lysosomes do that?
Well, actually, mitochondria generate ATP, which is the cell's energy currency through cellular respiration, while lysosomes break down and recycle waste materials, cellular debris, and foreign particles using digestive enzymes. So no, they are not the same thing. They have a similar function, but they both do two different things.
Very good question, though.
Oh, okay, I get it now.
That's great then. Glad we cleared that up. I will continue then if there's no more questions. Now, there are a few more things that the mitochondria do than just generating ATP. They also help with calcium regulation, cellular regulation, heat production, and synthesis of essential molecules. The nickname is the powerhouse, and it can be found in all cells, prokaryotic and eukaryotic.
Okay then, since you're done, I'll go on to the next then. And that would be vacuoles. Vacuoles store mostly water, but also salts, proteins, and carbohydrates. In animal and protist cells, they're created from infoldings outfoldings of the cell membrane to bring in food or remove waste, and allows plants to stand upright by being rigid. Plus, they also do osmoregulation in single-celled organisms like protists. Contractile vacuoles regulate and expel excess water to prevent the cell from bursting. And fun fact, did you know plant vacuoles can store toxins or unpalatable compounds that deter herbivores from consuming the plant?
Sophie, make sure you don't get carried away there. You still have not said what the nickname is or where it's even found in.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Well, I don't think there really is a nickname for the vacuole, but they can be found in plant eukaryotic cells and also in some protists and animal eukaryotes.
Okay.
I know, quite a bit of stuff to remember, right? The good thing is that there are only a few more things left. Cytoplasm is the site of photosynthesis, which traps energy from the sun to produce food for the plant cell. Its green color is because of chloroplast, a green pigment which helps fuel plants grow. Additionally, chloroplasts are also involved in cellular tasks such as synthesizing amino acids, fatty acids, and parts of their own membranes, as well as playing a role in plant responses to environmental stresses. It does not have a nickname and it's found in eukaryotic plants and some protists.
Cytoplasm is the liquid or jelly-like substance inside the cell space that contains the organelles, and is the site of many chemical reactions, aiding the transport of molecules within the cell, maintaining the cell's shape and providing structure, and storing molecules like fats and sugars for later use. There's no nickname for this one as well, but can be found in cells, in all cells.
So, are we done now?
No, we have like 3 more and then we'll be finished unless you have more questions about anything we went over. And on that note, I will begin on to the next, and that is cytoskeleton, which helps support cells, also helps maintain shape, and allows movement. It has no nickname and is found in eukaryotic cells and prokaryotic cells.
What do you mean by it helps them move?
That is a good question because there are actually these things called cilia and flagella that are hair-like or whip-like organelles found on the surface of eukaryotic cells, primarily for cell movement and sensing.
Well, you said it was in both eukaryotic and prokaryotic cells.
Oh, I see, actually. Cilia are found in eukaryotic cells, and flagella are found in both of them. Sorry if I confused you on that. Sophie, you may go on to the next thing to talk about.
Why, thank you, Aubrey. Next is cell membrane. Now, I know some people will say they already know what that is, but on the Bio Show, we will go over a more detailed explanation of what its functions are and where it can be found.
Don't forget, we tell you the nicknames for them if they have one.
Oh, yeah, and that. So the cell membrane is the thin, flexible layer that maintains homeostasis by controlling what goes in and out of the cell. It also helps regulate the transport of nutrients into nutrients into and waste products out of the cell, protecting the cell from harmful substance and facilitating communication between cells and with their environment through embedded proteins. There are two nicknames for the cell membrane. There is plasma membrane, and for me I like to think of it like a gate, because with the gate you can choose what enters and leaves through it. And this can be found in all cells. Fun fact, most people might get confused, like they might think that the cell membrane helps the cell wall with structure, but actually it's the vacuole.
Finally, the last on our list is the cell wall, which provides strong, rigid support outside the cell membrane and is made of cellulose, which is not flexible, preventing the cell from bursting due to osmotic pressure, and offers a porous medium for the circulation of water and nutrients. The specific functions and composition of cell walls vary depending on the organisms, such as plants, fungi, and bacteria. And for the nickname, I personally like to think of it as a wall. It won't let anything pass through. This can be found in plants, fungi, and some protists and bacteria.
But I don't get how the cell wall and cell membrane are different.
The cell membrane is a universal, flexible, and selectively permeable layer that controls transport, while the cell wall is a rigid, protective outer layer found only in plants, fungi, and bacteria, providing structural support and a fixed shape. Does that help clear up the confusion or on how they are different?
Yeah, but may I ask, who are you?
Oh, what are you doing here? We told you you're not part of this video. But I guess thank you for telling our guests how they are different from each other.
I know that, but I was here and wanted to say something and thought you two would be a bit tired after all that explaining, so I decided to help by explaining how they are different.
Now for the joke of the day before we sign off. Why can you never trust atoms?
Why?
Because they make everything up. Isn't that fun?